I'll always have an addiction to that feeling of peeling that Polaroid apart. I've done probably 3,500 over the last 10 years. You take a photo and you've got 90 seconds to wait, and you think you've nailed it, but you're not sure. That feeling of peeling it apart and knowing you have. There's only one. You can try and take two the same, you probably struggle. Permanent thing, keep forever. I'm really inspired by surf photographers of the 60s and 70s. Vibrant colours, Southern California and Mexico, 10-foot longboards everywhere, amazing old cars on the beach. And you can't help but love those photos if you see them and want to experience that. The colours and the aesthetic of Polaroid does really lend itself to giving it that aged feel. It almost takes you back, if you want, to that time, even though it's been shot now. I've always surfed. Most of my free time is spent at the beach with my friends and my family. Kids came along and time gets more precious. The act of surfing becomes less about just going and getting as many waves as you can, and more about the whole fact that I've got 2 hours to enjoy now. Some banter on the way to the beach, some good chat in the car park, people hanging out, talking waves, boards on the floor. I just became more aware of that stuff, so it became really good to start trying to capture that. A lot of it tends to be landscape. My work involving people will be capturing them in the middle of something, so waxing a board or checking the surf, rather than a traditional portrait in the sense of they're looking straight into the camera. Polaroid cameras aren't going to let you get really close into someone on a wave, they're just not made like that. But they do let you capture the whole feeling of being at the beach around surfing. As I get older and get to surf a bit less, the whole experience now of going out with the camera and the surfboard is really special. My wife, she's my biggest critic but also my biggest supporter. It's great. She'll be the first person to see a photo normally and give me an honest opinion on what she thinks of it. My collection's gone from 50. Everyone goes crazy when they get into Polaroid. You need a new set of shelves to hold all your cameras. But I'm down to 5 or 6 now. The cameras are old, they have their glitches. Film is expired. It's a finite resource. There's an end to that type of photography for everyone. The packs I've got on my fridge are more than likely the last packs I'll have. That gives you a bit of pressure to make every shot count, trawling eBay and really amassing a stash of film that I now choose carefully from. And you get really tuned into the good years, like a fine wine. It's not a case of loading a pack of film and going out and knowing you're going to get 10 photos. Each one you've got to hope the chemicals spread, you've got to hope it doesn't get stuck. If it does, you've got to try and get it out without ruining the rest of the pack. Keeping it warm or developing it for longer. I've got to hope I don't get too much sand on them, and then if I try and scratch it off it'll ruin the photo, so I have to try and limit that. But for me that's all part of the magic. When I get really excited is when all those things come together. I've got a good camera working on a good subject, chosen the right film, exposed it correctly. Going out and having to battle a little bit to get a good image is what I like. I could buy a great new camera and go and take probably 1,000 better photos than they come out on Polaroids, but for me it would maybe be a bit too easy.